Hi guys, this is James from DVG and welcome to another video. I know my videos have been a little bit sporadic of late. That's because I've been working on these guys and other ones similar to this. Now this is part of a job for one of my regulars, focusing on the Far East, India, Burma, China and the Pacific during World War II, which is a part of the war that not many people know about or even think that war was going on there. Well, you obviously know about the Pacific, but yeah. So these are a Chinese warlord army. They are 15mm because he uses a version of Flames of War with a few ads on. So these are 15mm Chinese warlord army. Now, if you don't know anything or a lot about what happened in China, China spent probably about 200 years being pushed and shoved about by everyone in the world. America, Britain, well, the British Empire, Germany, Japan, France, blah, 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 blah. Wars were deliberately started in China to make money. And obviously the Chinese suffered. After the last emperor abdicated, the country was what's the word? Well, it's basically broke down into regions controlled by warring warlords. Then you had the communists and the Kuomintang, which is the nationalists. Nationalists were led by Chiang Kai-shek, and the communists by Mao Zedong, or Mao Zedong. And then you had the warlords in as well. And the warlords, they were just out for money and power. Occasionally they allied with each of the other factions, but they're basically out for themselves. So yeah, this is a warlord army. The miniatures are by a company called Irregular Miniatures, apart from those bikes which are Battlefront with the heads swapped, which is very interesting job to do, swapping heads on 15mm miniatures. So yeah, if you're wondering how these guys are standing so still, it's because I blue tacked them to my painting mat, because believe you me, they fall over a lot. Anyway, they're by a company called Irregular Miniatures. When I first opened them, I thought the miniatures were actually really good. Then when I started painting them, the level of detail on them is hit and miss. I mean, you know, for the money you pay for them, it's all good. But the level of detail is actually hit and miss. Some have very detailed faces, some have a suggestion of a face. Obviously they've multi-purposed the sculpt. So for instance, over here we have a focus. We have a loader for the 1908 Maxims. And over here we have a radio operator for the guns. As you can see, it's pretty much exactly the same model or miniature, apart from the omission of the ammunition belt. I mean, some of them really nice poses. I mean, as you see, there's a suggestion of a face there. Then you've got this guy here, another officer. Again, there's a suggestion of a face there. I mean, this guy's got a lot of character, but as you see, there's not, I can focus, not that much detail. I'm used to a lot more detail on my 15mm miniatures. That's because I'm used to focus. It's because I'm used to Battlefront, I have to say. So if you look at one of these Battlefront ones, focus, there's a lot more detail on the uniform, all the packs and pouches and what have you. It's just a lot more detail. Not that I'm dissing Irregular Miniatures at all. They do a lot of great stuff. A lot of stuff that isn't readily recognised, such as these Chinese. So, I've waffled on enough, so let's just have a quick pan. So over here we have was one unit of cavalry. I've split up to two for the purposes of taking photographs and video. So there's 24 cavalry, Down here we have what's known as the Do or Dare squad, or Big Sword squad. They have, Chinese had a cult, so to speak, and they believed they were bulletproof, and they used to run at people with big swords. It came to popularity in the end of the 19th century, the 1890s. Then you had the Boxer Rebellion in China, yeah, I think in 1901 or 1900. There's a film about that called 55 Days in Peking, which for Hollywood, made in the 60s, is actually rather good. I rather enjoy it. Anyway, down here we have a number of standard infantry armed with rifles. These guys here are armed with a Czech machine gun. I think it's a CZ-28 or 38, something like that. It's very similar to a Bren. At the back we have two artillery pieces. We have a howitzer and a German 7.7 centimetre field gun. And then, as you saw before, we have 4 Maxim machine guns. So that is part of it. There is, I've been very busy over the past week and a half. There'll be another video up in a couple of days showing the other stuff I've been doing for this. And I've still got quite a lot to go. Some interesting armoured trains. So that'll be something to look forward to. So, as usual guys, I hope I haven't bored you with rambling on about history and stuff, but I do like my history, and I do think that the India, China, Burma theatre operations is so forgotten about. Some people know about the Battle of Kohima and Imphal, about the admin box. They know about a few other bits and bobs. They don't know the Chinese were there. They probably don't know that the Americans were there either. Merrill's Marauders and all that. But I do recommend you look it up, especially if you're into World War II. Look up the Second Sino-Japanese War and then the whole of the China, India, Burma campaign. It's very interesting, and it should be remembered because so many people died, and it's a tragedy. It really is. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent again. Once again, do not forget to look at our affiliates. That's Goblin Gaming and White Shark Gaming. Apologies guys, someone knocked on the door at the last minute. I was in the middle of saying goodbye, so don't forget to look at our affiliates, Goblin Gaming and White Shark Gaming. Don't forget to check us out on social media, like and subscribe and do all that other YouTube stuff. Tell all your friends about us. And as usual, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.